The investor group on climate change says sector-specific decarbonisation plans will be critical to an orderly transition. Let's bring in the spokesperson and the group's policy managing director, Erwin Jackson, from the investor group on climate change. Erwin, the Treasurer says he's pursuing a uniquely Australian industry policy designed, he hopes, to unlock 225 billion extra in investment in this space by 2050. What are investors saying to you about the need for clarity on the path to this emissions reduction?
Well, it's absolutely essential. Investors are investing for the long term. They're investing to ensure that you and I get good returns on our super. And if you're going to invest in a port or an airport or a road or a big bit of renewable energy or clean energy infrastructure, those projects have very long timeframes. And having clarity around the policy that's going to support those projects, having clarity around having the communities to support those projects, and having clarity around the overall transition in the economy is essential for Australia to remain competitive going forward, because we're seeing a global race to clean energy at the moment amongst countries, and the better Australia is positioned in that race, the more economic opportunities it's going to be able to unlock.
Sector-specific plans is what you're suggesting, and you argue it can give Australia some control over the process.
That's right. Well, as I said, we're seeing a major response from the IRA, for example. Depending on who you talk to, you might have seen $1 trillion of additional investment in the US, tens of thousands of new jobs created, hundreds of new projects being invested in clean energy, in manufacturing, in transport. But investors invest in everything. They're invested in all parts of the economy, and therefore they need clarity about how the whole economy is transitioned to invest with confidence. And the government's process, which it's started underway to implement these investor plans, sector plans, is actually critically important to invest in, and in fact has been the number one policy ask from investors for government over the next 12 months. So we're very encouraged by that progress.
The current targets on renewables, are they achievable, set by the federal government? And are the investment dollars there in the private sector?
The investment dollars are definitely there. Like IGCC has 100 members representing around $30 trillion in assets under management. They're all mainstreaming climate change and climate risk and opportunity into their mainstream investment practices. And they're looking around the world for investment in these new technologies because they know they'll deliver the best long-term returns for their members. The critical point here is that, yes, it's hard and we've got a lot of work to do to get to that target, but the longer we delay, the higher the cost to the overall economy. The longer we delay, the more ambitious we'll need to be in the future. The longer we delay, the higher the capital cost will be for new projects. And the big concern amongst investors is really about the political argy-bargy that's going on about this. We have a bipartisan commitment to net zero. We need both major parties and indeed the entire parliament to come together to actually resolve the challenges we have. So that we actually can ensure that all Australians are not paying the cost for silly politics in Canberra.
Erwin Jackson from the Investor Group on Climate Change. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.